Imagine that you are a famous philanthropist running a charity funding food relief in South America. You know that your charity does the right thing with the money you receive and get it to where it needs to be. However, recently, you've been receiving less donations than usual, slowing your typical relief efforts to a halt. There is a way, however, that you can increase your donations by great amounts. You discover that if you were to use staged images of the starvation issues in South America that your charity tries to combat, it could nearly triple your average donations. With that kind of money, you could completely solve the issue in a few towns permanently. Is it worth it to lie to the public and solicit donations from people who may not have donated otherwise? Is it ethical? Well, let's look at it from a number of ethical ideologies. Ethical ideologies have a large range of backgrounds and methods of use. Ethical frameworks are subjective, and yours may often be a combination of multiple. So looking at a situation from numerous perspectives can help you make a more educated decision on a difficult topic. From a deontological perspective, every action is assigned either right or wrong. And in this situation, lying is always wrong, and therefore, despite the positive outcomes, ethically, you shouldn't present the staged images. However, it may affect your charity or help people in Southern America. But what about utilitarianism? A utilitarian ideology states that the consequences of actions is what's important. This would put the emphasis on the starvation relieved in South America, outweighing the immorality of lying. But why would a generous and honest philanthropist, such as yourself, lie so purposefully? A follower of virtue ethics would point out the lapse in your ethical characteristics and conclude that lying would be unethical in your scenario. This is because virtue ethics claims that the ethicality of an action stems from the person doing it, and whether it would develop their own personal moral character. From an egoistic perspective, you would weigh the ethicality of the situation based on your own personal wants and needs. As a philanthropist, you likely place a high value on the act of providing relief to those who need it in South America. However, depending on your own personal thoughts on lying or fear of being caught, you may decide otherwise. But don't you owe it to your donors to be honest? Social contract theory claims that an action's morality can be based off of inherent social agreements or contracts. This would deduce that staging images is ethically wrong as it violates the inherent agreement of honesty among society. Ultimately, your decision in this dilemma relies on your own perception of the significance of morality of lying compared to the relief your charity would be capable of. What would you do?